Hey guys, welcome back to Tapin Podcast by TTBE. It's your girl Myesha here again and sharing some gems. I am so excited just the way things been going with the business. It's just been doing its thing and something interesting really been happening, right? Like it took 3 to 4 years. I've been speaking for 4 years, but it took 4 years for me to actually start going viral. Yes, your girl is going viral on Instagram, on TikTok, and you guys know Instagram is like the hardest place to go viral. But I am so grateful. It's organic. It's a blessing. But something is transitioning with this level of success, right? It's like these people from the past is starting to trickle back into my life, right? Like people I've worked with, people that I've dealt with, people that I haven't spoken to in years, people checking up on me on Facebook that I'm like, where was you when I was had the tripod with the iPhone? But nevertheless to say, what do you do in that situation, right? You're doing your thing in life, you're plateauing in life, you're just blowing up, you're doing good, everything's flowing, and you're not too sure who you should deal with, who you should work with, who you should function with. You're not too sure. Like your heart is telling you to just be pure, right? Just to accept how life works and how to journey. But if they was part of my journey one time and it didn't work, why are they here again in a second time, right? Like, do God send people two times around? Like, do He bring these people back so you're supposed to work with them, or you supposed to, build with them, or just have another relationship with them? Like, what are you supposed to do? So at that point, they use His word: use your discernment, use your discernment. But think about those times when you was just starting and the people that were there for you, they turned their back on you. They did things to you that made you feel uncomfortable. They didn't really support you the way you needed them to support you. All of my supporters are people that I don't even know. People sharing my pages, sharing my content. These are people that I don't even know. I have never met them a day in my life. But how does it feel when somebody else come that you dealt with before and they was not there when you was at the lowest place of your life, when you felt like you wanted to give up, when you felt like you had nothing left in you, when you felt like times you just could not do it? They were not there. So why are they coming around again? That's what you have to ask yourself. Why are you here again? And I say, you know what? Let me stop asking myself that, and let me just ask the people, what are you here for? Because at that time when I was going through depression, at that time when I was going through alcoholism, at that time when I was going through things that were demonic, that wasn't of God, things that were shifting me left and right, emotions up and down, all over the place, where were you? Nowhere to be found. Not sharing a post, not sending a motivational message, not trying to push me, not trying to check up on me and see like, yo, girl, what's going on? I haven't seen your content. It is time for us to start really figuring out what these people in our life are for. Why are you here? That's the point that I'm trying to make. And it's kind of hurtful because you don't never want to be mean. You don't want to be that person that just says like, you was here before, forget you. I can't, like, you can't, you just want to shut down. I am not a shut down person. I'm not a person that's very blocked off. I'm very open and I'm willing to accept or forgive or bring people back in my life over and over again. But it's a part of my mind that forgets. I forget what that person did to me and how they made me feel. And I just said that in the last podcast and I have to repeat it again. You cannot forget what these people did to you because you're doing your thing right now. And I know whoever's listening to this podcast is doing their thing. Your business is booming. Your life is expanding. Your dreams are dreaming. You are opening up your world to a new life and a new level. And at this point, you don't want to be that person, but you have to. You have to be that person that says, you're no longer allowed in my space. You no longer allowed in my growth. You cannot be a part of my journey. It has to stop right here. The period has to be right here. I am no longer putting commas behind sentences that were a dead end. And at this point, it might sound mean. People might look at me and say, why are you doing this? Y'all was ace boon coons. Y'all was working well together. Y'all was, best friends. Y'all was sisters. At this point, When you realize how you got to where you got, right? You realize the level you got to with your own ambition and your own passion and your own drive, right? You did the work, you worship, you cleanse your spirit, you did everything that you needed to do. There's no reason why the door that's closed, you opening up that door to let the people that you already closed the door on. How you letting them back into your room when you're creating a new room or creating a new space for yourself? That has to end. And it's hard for me because I have some really dope people that were in my life in the past, but there was some things that just did not work. It just did not fit. It didn't fit what needed to be fit at that moment. And when I was really at the lowest point in my life, it was completely silent. There was nobody around but me and the devil. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I was fighting against demons that I couldn't even get over. I couldn't even defeat them at that moment. So when you think about inviting that person back into your life, when you think about forgiving that friend that you've been forgiving over and over and over, y'all done stopped talking, then started talking, then stopped talking. When you realize that it has to be a point where it ends, it stops, so that you can continue to be the best version of yourself, so that you can continue to become the person that you desire, the person that you love, so that you can create the life that you're proud of. You want to be proud of who you become and who you interact with. You don't want to deal with things that they used to do. You don't want to deal with things that they did to you before. Why do that over and over again? So when you think about creating this beautiful life, when you think about creating this new version of yourself and this new version of who you want to become, you have to release and you have to let go. You can no longer be around people that's contagious. You can no longer be around people that frustrate you. You can no longer be around people that irritate you or shift you out of alignment or not spiritually feeding you. You want to be around people that feed into you, that feed into your life. And if they did not do that before, there's a reason why they were no longer in your life. So you have to let them go. And I'm telling you this, you have to let them go and let them be who they want to be so you can focus on who you want to be. And that's me telling you that from my heart. I battled some things, guys. I battled some things in my life that I hid from a lot of people. I battled things that I didn't even want to tell nobody. I was embarrassed of. I was an alcoholic. I drank more than breakfast, dinner. All day. I was depressed. I cried. And this was during the time that I was still producing Time to Be Established, motivational speaking content. I was still pushing forward, but I was going through some things. And when I was going through those things, I was by myself. And I'm not saying by myself physically. Of course, there's people that will be around you because drinking is fun. So we drinking together. We could be depressing friends, codependents. We relate because we both sad and stressed and struggling. I'm talking about mentally. I was by myself because the whole time I was with them, I was tapped out. I wasn't even tapped in to myself. So y'all better tap into this podcast because I'm giving y'all everything that you can ever imagine. Things that my mind think of and see and hear that I know God put into me, a spiritual gift that I have. So thank you guys for just listening and just supporting, and thank you everyone that's been making me go viral. I appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart. I've been crying about this for the last 2 weeks because it's impeccable. It's things that I imagined it. I seen it. I'm like, I'm going to do this. But when you actually see what's happening in your life, it's like, oh my God, he's doing it. He's doing it. It all makes sense. And everything in your life is going to make sense. But you have to remove, you have to release, and you have to let go. And it's going to hurt. It's going to cause pain. It's going to cause adjustments. It's going to cause you to do things that is not comfortable. But you got this. You got this because I've been there. I've been there. I've been through it. I'm still going through it. I'm still fighting. And I want you guys to fight with me because I am going to fight with you. Thank you so much for tapping into this podcast because this one right here is going for the books. It's going for the books. I love you guys so much and I can't wait to talk to y'all in the next episode.